I'm for
CBS Sunday Night News. Bill Plant reporting. Good evening. Two major stories which we're following tonight. An out-of-control brush fire in and around Oakland, California, on the eastern shore of San Francisco Bay, has destroyed hundreds of homes. And it appears that one of the American hostages held in Lebanon may be free in a matter of hours. First, the Oakland fire. California's governor has declared a state of emergency as wind-whipped flames wreak havoc with no end in sight. John Blackstone reports now from Oakland.
The fire began with such a fury that those living in its path had little time to escape. It struck a heavily wooded hillside of winding roads and comfortable homes. This is the kind of nightmare fire Californians have come to worry about after 5 years of drought.
My God, I've never seen anything like it!
Efforts to stop the spread were futile as 30-mile-an-hour winds propelled the fire forward. In the intense heat, houses exploded into flames. Officials couldn't keep count, but estimates ran to 200 houses destroyed. People struggled to protect their homes, but the fire seemed unstoppable. Firefighters sometimes had to give up the battle as low water pressure left them nothing to fight the flames.
We have so many companies working and it's uphill. It's just we're trying to get water. If we can get some water pressure, we can make a stand right here.
With embers blowing into the air, the fire jumped from block to block. By mid-afternoon, smoke was darkening the skies throughout the San Francisco Bay Area. As winds continued pushing the flames forward, more neighborhoods were evacuated.
There it goes.
Electrical transformers exploded, leaving some 10,000 people without power. The fire struck just 3 days after the Bay Area marked the second anniversary of the 1989 earthquake. The toll of this disaster may be even greater. John Blackstone, CBS News, Oakland.
In Beirut, the Shiite Muslim kidnappers who hold U.S. hostages Jesse Turner and Alan Steen say that they will release an American, they don't say which one, in a matter of hours. But some of those same Lebanese Shiites may be engaging in new acts of terrorism out of anger over the upcoming Mideast Peace Conference. Peter Van Sant reports.
2 wounded Israeli soldiers, casualties today of an attack in southern Lebanon by terrorists who want to derail the Middle East Peace Conference later this month. 3 other soldiers were killed in the bomb blast, which members of Hezbollah claim credit for. Hezbollah controls the fate of the remaining 5 American hostages in Beirut. This latest development in the hostage saga came after Israel received firm evidence that one of its missing soldiers, Yossi Fink, is dead. That information now opens the door for the release of some Arab prisoners in Israeli jails, which is one of the last stumbling blocks to freedom for all the remaining Western hostages. Peter Van Sant, CBS News, London.
The Israeli government made it official today. It will attend the peace conference next week, but as Bert Quint reports, not because it really wants to.
Israel's hardline government bowed today to pressure from Washington and agreed to take part in a Middle East peace conference it thinks has little chance of bringing peace.
I don't think that there is enthusiasm. There is no enthusiasm and there is no despair. This is not a little experience which may succeed or may not succeed. We are dealing here in the life of a nation.
Israel fears the conference will bring an international effort to get it to give up land it took from its neighbors in the 1967 war in exchange for peace treaties. The United States favors this approach, but here Israeli officials say they will draw the line.
The Americans are a superpower. They have a power to push. But all you can do is bring a horse to the water. You can't make him drink it, not even the Americans.
The hope is that despite the obvious obstacles, this meeting of old enemies could generate new pressures for peace. And many Israelis, apparently more optimistic than their leaders, say at least it's a place to start. Bert Quint, CBS News, Tel Aviv.
Still ahead on the CBS Sunday Night News, the battle lines are drawn for the Louisiana gubernatorial runoff.
I think that for welfare reform in Louisiana, to encourage people to work and encourage people to break the cycle of dependency and poverty that so harms them.
The Republican Party has disavowed Duke, and White House Chief of Staff John Sununu said this is one race President Bush will sit out.
Maybe there'll be a great write-in ballot for Buddy Roemer.
Yesterday's big loser, current Governor Buddy Roemer, is not optimistic. On Friday, he told reporters a Duke-Edwards matchup was his worst nightmare for the state of Louisiana. Today, it's a nightmare come true. Jacqueline Adams, CBS News, New York.
Well, with only 5 little-known candidates for the Democratic presidential nomination declared so far in one of the slowest early campaigns ever, there's some new blood now. Actor Tom Laughlin, best known for his role as the anti-establishment Billy Jack, said today that he'll run for president because he believes the American people are fed up. And New York Governor Mario Cuomo says that he'll make up his mind by the end of November. Jerry Brown, California's Governor Moonbeam, will announce tomorrow that he's running again.
If I say things that trouble you or seem like I'm pointing the finger, I want you to know that I'm pointing it right at myself.
Like the last California governor who ran for president, Jerry Brown is, well, a different kind of politician. The man who once dated singer Linda Ronstadt and lived in Calcutta to work with Mother Teresa is no stranger to the strange. He was a governor with his own foreign policy who lost voter confidence because of his opposition to the death penalty. Now, he's a would-be president who opposed the Persian Gulf War.
Jerry Brown is a fascinating political figure. In some ways, I think that he's like a very brilliant child. He brings a logic, a sort of theoretical logic to the messy world of adults.
Brown's message this time around is that his party faces a crisis of its soul and that the political process itself is a disaster.
Our democratic system has become the object of a hostile takeover by corruption, by careerism, and by campaign consultants. And money is the grease lubricating the deal.
Brown doesn't deny that he himself is a child of the system, but he wants voters to believe that he can change things, can bring fresh ideas and a new morality to the politics which so turns off the voters.
I'm a sinner and I've been saved is Jerry Brown's main message. I think the question is, will people concentrate more on the salvation or more on the sin?
And for Brown, the question also is whether voters will concentrate on the message or on the messenger, as he tries to inject new ideas and raise the level of political discourse. Carter opened a new round today in the battle with the White House over the shape of economic policy. Randall Pinkston reports.
While President Bush continues to search for a way to revitalize the economy, Democrats are trying to seize the initiative. Senate Finance Committee Chairman Lloyd Bentsen announced a $72 billion proposal to help middle-class families.
This economy is dead in the water, and we do have to jumpstart it. The administration has been trying to talk their way out of it, and that hasn't worked.
Bentsen's plan would give a $300 tax credit for every child, paid for with a 5% cut in military spending over the next 5 years. White House Chief of Staff John Sununu dismissed Bentsen's plan.
I think what the Democrats ought to do is go back and pass the kind of incentive for investment and job creation the president's been asking for since 1989.
Including a reduction in the capital gains tax, which Democrats have rejected for years.
The president wants to cut taxes for those whose incomes exceed $200,000 a year. We want to cut them for people in the middle income range.
For any tax relief to happen, both parties must agree on the plan. But for now, the Bush administration and congressional Democrats are at loggerheads, making a quick solution to the nation's economic crisis highly unlikely. Randall Pinkston, CBS News, the White House.
New figures out tonight give a mixed picture of crime in America. A Justice Department survey finds that the number of crimes committed against individuals fell 3.6% in 1990. But while crime was down overall, the number of violent crimes rose 3.3% last year. Sweeping through the hills above Oakland, California tonight, hundreds of homes have been destroyed. Many more have been evacuated. That's the CBS Sunday Night News. I'm Bill Plant in New York. Good night. Have a good week.